everyone, welcome back to the b8ta TV studio for today's live episode of b8ta Insider. I'm your host, Noelle, and today we are talking to a very special guest, Monica Watson, who is the founder and CEO of Berlin Skin. She's one of our favorite female founders here at b8ta, and being that March is Women's History Month, we are going to bring Monica onto the show so that she can share a little bit about what it's been like for her as a female founder. And again, Berlin Skin, absolutely love these products, you guys. They are plant-based, organic. It's a very simple and clean skincare line, and you can find it over at b8ta.com as well as berlinskin.com. So let's get into the conversation now with Monica and bring her in. Monica, thank you so much for being here today. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Good. It's so good to have you here. And like I said, you know, we are honoring our female founders here at b8ta, given that March is Women's History Month. So to kick things off, I would love to know, as a female founder, what has been the biggest challenge that you've had to overcome in starting your business?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is just being a female in general. We know the stats. We have to work harder. We get paid less. And to just be taken seriously for my ideas in a really traditionally kind of male-dominated market, when we're talking about entrepreneurship, that's probably the biggest thing on my end. And, you know, we as females have so many more opportunities than, you know, even our mothers and grandmothers used to have. And so it's really amazing, but it feels even today in 2021 that we have to fight a little bit harder, or a lot harder to get my company's bootstrapped. We don't have any funding, but to get funding, to get in the rooms that we want to get in, and like I said, to just be taken seriously that our ideas can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Monica, is there a mantra that you live by?
Yeah, you know, I know we talked a little bit before this, and on our team page at Berlin Skin, we all have this question actually, and you know, what's your life mantra? And so I just thought I would read mine so that I don't misquote it, but it's by this writer. His name's Ronald Rolheiser, and it's something that I've really tried to live up to. So I'll just read it. It's really quick. It's true restfulness, though, is a form of awareness, a way of being in life. It is living ordinary life with a sense of ease, gratitude, appreciation, peace, and prayer. We are restful when ordinary life is enough. So the end really like hones that in for me. I think in a society where it's all about hustle and making more money and becoming more successful, which I know I've personally fallen into in the past, it's taking sort of this different path of being restful when just ordinary life is enough. And that's something that I've thought a lot about since becoming a mom and trying to balance motherhood and work. And so I'd say that that's probably the mantra that I'm trying to stick to. I don't know if I'm there yet, but it's a goal for sure.
Wow, that's beautiful. I needed to hear that today, so thank you for that.
For sure.
And great segue into my next question. What does success look like to you?
Yeah, I think success for me is not the traditional kind of American path. It's being in right relationship with the people in my life, being in right relationship with myself, my own body, and being in right relationship with the earth.
Wow, phenomenal. Love that. Now, tell me, is there a woman in your personal life who's played a critical role in your development as a business leader?
Yeah, definitely. So my brand Berlin Skin is a tribute to my German heritage. It's basically the whole line exists, this minimalist philosophy on skincare advice that was passed down from my great grandma to my mom and to me. And I mean, they were like minimalist before it was trendy. And my grandma specifically has always been just such a hard worker. I mean, she immigrated to the States when she was like 19 and had my mom a couple years earlier when she was 17, just like came with nothing, and has always worked hard and had big ideas and like made them happen. So she's in her 70s now, and she runs this like farmhouse Airbnb, and like it's always booked. Like that's what she does with her life. And it's just amazing. And she's super German, so she tells it like it is. So I admire her in a lot of ways. And again, I started my company based on the whole skincare ethos that my family has had. So she's definitely the person that I think of.
Amazing. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I'm sure I know that it's probably your grandmother, because I know that she really inspires you and has inspired the line. So that is amazing. Now, last question for you. What would you say to a future female founder who is perhaps doubting either her idea or herself?
Yeah, well, first thing I would say is you're not alone. Everyone goes through that. I went through that. I still go through that. And I get this question a lot from other women who have an idea. They think they want to start something, but they're not really sure. And I've always sort of had an entrepreneurial mindset. I never envisioned having my own business until my whole skincare journey thing happened, and it led me to this. But I really like to tell people, like, don't start a business unless it is like the thing that you know if you don't do it, you'll regret it or you'll lose sleep over it. It has to be something that you're so passionate about that even if you don't make money for like 5 years, you're still doing it because you love it that much. So that's the first thing I tell people, because it is so hard. It is so hard to make it really work, you know? And but then on the other side of things, there's never going to be a perfect time to go for it. And there's always going to be an excuse or something that's holding you back, and you're never going to be ready. And something that helped me when I was first starting out was I read this quote that said, if you're not embarrassed by like the first iteration of your product or idea, then you started too late. And that's for sure me. Like I look at the first iteration of our products and our branding and everything, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty embarrassing. Like we've come a long way. But if I would have waited even a couple of years later, I definitely think it would have been too late. And that's how you learn. It's not the destination, right? It really is the journey. So if you're really passionate about something and you think that you can do it for the next 5 to 10 years, even if it's really, really tough, go for it, and don't let anything hold you back, and start today. Start yesterday.
Great advice to end on. Monica, thank you so much for being here and for sharing your words of wisdom with us. I really appreciate you being on the program.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. And thank you all for joining us today. We will have Monica back again for another episode of b8ta Insider. Love talking to her. Love talking about the Berlin Skin products. Again, they're available over at b8ta.com as well as berlinskin.com. We'll see you guys back here again very soon in the b8ta TV studio for more episodes from b8ta TV. Bye.